I apologise, this podcast is a little later than normal, but better late than never. G'day, my name is Sean, and this is my weekly update where I share my quilting adventures. Come see what I've been working on, what I completed, and all the other fun and exciting news. Let's go ahead and get started with our works in progress. The first thing I want to show you is some progress on the Halloweenies pattern by East Quilting Co, and this is a picture of the pattern, and we're currently working on this one here, which is the vampire wing. We're about 2/3 of the way through this one now here. Last time you got to see his face, and now he's got his little pumpkin head. And I think this one turned out really nicely. I love the little teeth. The pumpkin on the top is just gorgeous. And hopefully next week when you come back, you got to see the pumpkin and the rest of that whole block come together as well. Next up, I want to show you some progress on one of the puzzle mystery quilts I've been working on. And this is Under the Sea. We're currently working on clue 8. Last week I showed you progress on part of this, or it might have been 2 weeks ago, I can't remember now, which was this part here, and that was block 8A, and now we've finished up block 8B, which is this one right here. It's a series of different boutiques by Hoffman Fabrics. I love seeing the little house here. I don't know if it's going to be a house in the final design or not. Maybe it's, you know, what's his name? SpongeBob, who lives in a pineapple under the sea, since it's under the sea. Who knows? We'll have to find out later on. I do have another puzzle mystery quilt clue to show you, but that'll be shown a little later on in the episode. Next up is Dog Park by Elizabeth Hartman, as soon as I find where I put it. I am working on the pug. Last week you got to see the little face, and this week we've added some part of his body along with his legs here as well. So hopefully next week we'll be able to attach his ears, body, back legs, and tail there as well. And then finally is a project I haven't done a whole lot on recently, but which is the 100 Acre Woods by East Quilting Co. I've been doing some hand stitching. I went to an event yesterday, Saturday, whichever day that was. I had to go there a couple of hours early, so I got my hand stitching out, and I had a lot of fun. I was able to finish up some of the honey pots here. You can see the hand stitching on the glasses, which I did previously. So I'm going to hand stitching now. I also did on the Eeyore block. You can see the stitching behind the bee right there. That's all it is on that one. Next up was Tigger. We gave him some whiskers. And then we finished up the honey pot part on the rabbit block. You can see it right down there as well. So the good news with this one is we are almost done with this. I've just got to do a little bit more stitching on this block. We've got to put the honey pot down here, or no, sorry, over here. We'll get it right there in a minute. And then once we get that done, that is all done. We can get to assemble clue 9 and hopefully get that one finished there as well. That pattern, I believe, is also still available at Art East, and I have an affiliate code for that there as well. If you want to buy any of the patterns, I do get a small commission, but it doesn't cost you any extra, and it does help support the channel out there as well. So that's what I have for my works in progress. We'll now move on to our week in review. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please say hi in the comments so we all know we have a new friend. And this is a series of clips I take during the week, mostly of me sewing, but also of any adventures we get up to. We haven't done that in a little while, but we do hope to resume that very, very soon. But I hope you enjoy. Last week I asked what time of the day you preferred to sew, and it was wonderful reading all the responses. Some of you are morning sewers, some of you are evening sewers, some that I'm jealous of, sew all day, every day. That's just a dream of mine one day when I retire. And some of you are kind of hodgepodge like me, where you sew a little bit in the evenings during the week and then more on the weekends there as well. This week I thought it'd be fun to ask, what is your preferred method of sewing? Do you prefer to do FPP, which is kind of like what I've done behind there, and Toasty the Dragon, the legit kits and that sort of thing there? Or are you more of a traditional piecer? For me, I am a traditional piecer. That is my love language. It's what I prefer to do. But I do enjoy doing the foundation paper piecing as well, because there's some beautiful patterns out there, and it's nice having that tool in my toolbox there as well. So yeah, definitely traditional is my favorite, but I am not afraid to jump out and grab a FPP project there once in a while as well. Let me know in the comments which way you are. Now it is time to talk about my goals, and last week I wanted to finish up the Halloweenies block, I wanted to finish up the Dog Park block, and the 100 Acre Woods. Unfortunately, I didn't get quite finished on all three of those, but I did make some really good progress on the 100 Acre Woods, so I'm going to check that one as a yes. The other two I did make a little bit of progress on, and we're going to put those back onto the goal list for this week, is finish up those 2 blocks, and maybe even start cutting out Clue 9 for the 100 Acre Woods, because I'd love to see that one finished, at least a quilt top in the very near future. What are your goals for this week? So now it is time for our news and events, and I didn't have a whole lot coming out on the channel because my focus was elsewhere. I was helping my wife sew some stuff for the school play production. That was a lot of fun, a lot of work, and I realized that I am a 2-dimensional craft and not a 3-dimensional, so when it comes to doing bigger projects like that, it's not necessarily my best thing, but it all turned out beautiful, and I'm glad that's all over and done with. Everyone loved it and that sort of thing there. Anyway, moving back to what I did do here on the channel, I did have a live yesterday morning with my friend John from East Quilting Co. It was wonderful having him on and being able to chat with him for a little while about what he's been up to, what he's planned to do in the next little bit over his companies and that sort of thing there. I do a lot of his patterns if you're new to the channel, and it's just really nice to be able to talk to the designer of those quilt patterns. This coming week, I'd love to get a short or 2 out. I'd love at some point in the next couple of weeks. I can't promise it'll be this week. I'd love to get my review video out for QuiltCon 2026 because it's just something I'd love to get out there, but I want to make sure I do it properly, so it may take a little while longer. And then this coming Saturday morning, I do plan on having a live. My guest is TBA. I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but we'll get that sorted out between here and there. So yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you have those notifications set, so that way when the next thing comes out, you'll know what's going on. Well, I realized I goofed up last night. We were supposed to have a guild meeting last night, and I totally forgot. So it's going to be this coming Sunday, the 22nd, at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come over and check it out, I would love to have you there. We're always looking forward to having new members, new guests. So if you're interested in the guild, we're very low-key, very chill. Just bring yourself, bring your show and tell items if you have some, and just enjoy the camaraderie with other quilters. We'd love to have you. And finally, I have a finished block to show you, and this is Clue 2 of the Puzzle Mystery Quilt by Cotton Cuts. It's the new Field of Dreamers. I'm doing it in Diodori, which is a Laurie Holt pattern in the typography color fabric line, I think it's called. So this is what we did last time. I think I showed you this already last week, and then that's block 2A. And then this one here was a lot of flying geese, but it turned out pretty quickly and fairly easily as well. So that's it there. I think this one turned out nicely as well. I love the different prints, and it's the first time we're using this particular color here, the bright blue. I think it's going to turn out really nice with and match all the other colors there in the pattern. The next one will come out in the next little bit. If you do want to jump on board with this, though, you need to hop onto it sooner rather than later, because sign-ups for this particular Puzzle Mystery Quilt will close at the end of this month. So you've got a couple weeks left to think about it and get on board. If you do, please use my code Sean Dreamer as well. That would help me out immensely. Well, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please hit that like button. Tell a friend. I always love hearing comments from my viewers. I hope you'll have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.